Hello everyone, my name is Dom, also known as the D20 of God, and welcome to the second ever episode of Don't Drink and Draft. For those of you who missed the first episode or didn't work out what was going on, even when I think I told you, the premise of this show is that I will be trying to reclaim my number one mythic ranked arena title that I have met a number of times, but I'll be trying to reclaim that with a significant handicap. I'll be imbibing adult beverages before, during, and potentially after the show, and attempting to draft as well as possible under those effects. I feel like last episode I played a little bit too cleanly, a bit too well for what I had intended, and so today I've ramped it up a little bit more. And we've started straight on the wine. I've already had a glass or two, and I'm operating here without a script. I have tried to do this intro so many times already. I just want to get to the drafting. So let's hit the draft cues. All right, cue filled up instantly. To be clear, I do not recommend what I am doing. This is not. I do not endorse. I do not endorse what I'm doing. Do not drink alcohol while drafting. It is bad for your health. It is bad for your draft. It is bad for your arena rank. It's just bad. It's bad. It's terrible. I'm kind of regretting. I'm regretting what I'm doing. I'm gonna pour myself another glass of wine as I take this Mox Pearl. Pack one, pick one, Mox Pearl. That seems pretty solid. I don't know if I'm going to even bother looking at the rest of this pack because there's no way I'm going to remember it when it's back. So no endorsements. I have not been sponsored by anyone. Do not do this at home. Mox Pearl is my least favorite of the Moxen in Vintage Cube, typically. I have been told that aggro, white-red aggro, is very good to be doing in Vintage Cube and Arena right now. I don't care. I take the broken thing. I do the fun thing. I play stupid combo decks. I like white-red aggro is it's super boring. Super boring. Doesn't matter if it's good or if it's bad. Whatever. So I'd much rather play this Mox Pearl as an off-color Mox in a Storm deck. But if the white-red cards are there, then I guess to ease the mental load on myself, maybe I'll take it. But I'm pretty sure you all came here to watch me struggle through some sort of convoluted deck. Never mind, we have an Ocelot Pride in Pack 2. DT, very strong. Robber the Rich, very strong. Sneak Attack, I love taking an early Sneak Attack and then just slamming like literally anything. This card is just so good. It goes in combo decks, it makes your combo pieces uncounterable. Like, the best thing to do with it was Kiki Jiki, like Splinter Twin, because you could put both the creatures necessary in your opponent's end step for red uncountably at instant speed, and then just kill them. Saucer Plowshares, very powerful removal spell, especially with the Mox Pearl. I like Skyclave, play that one a lot in 7-point. Lands, always good to pick up, Blood Raid, Sleight of Hand, whatever. Look, I want to take Sneak Attack, but since I have a Mox Pearl, I'm just going to grab Pride and move on with my life. My arena never tells me who I'm drafting with. Other people get to find out. I don't think that's fair. I want to know if someone cool is in my pod, and I want to know exactly the name of who is holding up all of the cards. A lot of UI problems here with Arena. Doesn't show me my deck count. Doesn't. Ooh, Mana Tithe. Pest Infestation, that card's broken. I don't think I've ever resolved that in Vintage Cube and Lost. Underground Sea, great pickup, useful for splashing with. Don't know if it's what I'm doing right now. Ancient Tomb, I mean, I might end up a little color intensive, but it is card advantage, it's mana advantage, counting as 2 lands. Talismans, yeah, whatever. Thoughtseize is very good too. I think Pest Infestation is probably the best card in this pack, but I'm gonna take Ancient Tomb. No, I will not elaborate on why. Especially as it doesn't cast Ocelot Pride. That's just like these 2 cards together. Terrible. No good. Anyway, Arena breaking. It hasn't let me open my vault. I'm at 111% of the vault. Every time I click it, it just refreshes the client and doesn't open it. Ooh, Stone Forge. I don't have any equipment now, but it is a white card. Ren and 6, very strong. Especially between these two, Ren and 6 could wheel. Look, I always end up drafting the lands deck. I just do it. I naturally gravitate towards it. I overvalue all of the lands cards. I have too much fun playing lands. Honestly, I'd like to draft this whole booster. I'd take the Ren and 6. I'd take the Fetch in these. I'd take the Ignoble Hierarch. They're all really good. Wooded Foothills, super tempting. Ren and 6, super tempting. Ignoble Hierarch, Goblin Rabblemaster, all really good. Rabblemaster's really good with Ancient Tomb. You can drop it on turn 2, sometimes turn 1, if we just want to go into that Boros aggro deck that I was talking about. Wooded Foothills is a nice hedge. Just lets me fix my mana in any colours I could potentially go into. I don't know, man. Thinking's hard. I want to take Ren and 6. It doesn't go very well with any of the cards I've picked so far. Oh, okay, Goblin Rabblemaster has been picked for me. It's alright. That is the one that I selected. Tundra. Tundra's nice. Nice splashable. Unburial Right's very strong. Lurrus. I could try and go Lurrus Companion. Hull Breach is also broken though. And I normally just take the broken thing. If I take Hull Breacher here, then we might be moving into more of like a deck that makes our opponent draw cards. I don't know. Prismatic Ending, fine. Look, let's just... I know it was the worst thing to do in that pack, but let's take the Lurrus. And see, it's not letting me set Lurrus's Companion. Honestly. Arena really needs to fix itself. I don't want to have to uninstall and reinstall every time something small goes wrong. It's just ridiculous. Okay. This one's really good to put in off Sneak Attack. I've also got Generous Plunderer. It's a nice aggressive thing. Badlands. If you're playing white-red, this also casts Lurrus. Scythe-Cap Cub. Really broken. Exploration, really broken. Courser of Cliff is quite strong. See, the lands deck. It's all here. The lands deck. No one ever drafts the lands deck in Arena. It's just so easy to take the lands cards and play a lands deck and go 1-2. Generous Plunderer might be back. I'm actually just going to take the Badlands. Just take the fixing. Take the fixing for colours I may never play. Yeah, see, I want to know who this is. Who are you? Why are you holding up the packs? I kid you not, I played a paper draft last night where one guy spent so long on one minor decision that he had every single booster. All 8 boosters that were going around were waiting for him. Like, we tried zone drafting, but we just couldn't... The draft couldn't progress because he was taking so long. Alright, Misty, fantastic. Not with what I'm doing, but it is just a good card. Daze... If I get any sort of islands, great. Birds of Paradise, fantastic. Faithless Looting is actually really good with Lurrus. Yeah, Syrex here, Relic. They don't really go with Lurrus. I want to take the Misty. The lands player in me is saying take Misty. I'm gonna take the Looting because something else that can happen with Lurrus is I've done this before, where I played a 4-color pile of nothing, except it had LED and Brain Freeze and Underworld Breach and Lurrus in the companion zone, which meant that you could just combo if you had the cards. Even if you didn't have the cards, you could put them into the bin with Faceless Looting and you could just combo. And it was so strong, despite doing nothing. Alright, we've got not a lot here. I like the Upheaval deck. It goes well in a lands deck sometimes. Breeding Pool, fun. I might take K-Command just because it's kind of really strong. Could be going to like a Mardu small stuff thing here. Gideon's decent, but he doesn't play well with Lurrus. K-Command picks up the Lurrus, which is really important. It actually can be very strong. Urza's Bauble loops with Lurrus. Blood Tithe Harvester works as a removal spell, especially with Lurrus. And it's just aggressive. Bauble's pretty tempting. Bauble's pretty good. There's also the Savai Chime, good fixing. I'll just grab the Harvester. Guaranteed thing that can possibly kill my opponents. It costs 2 or less. Told you he'd come back. He's back. We're good. We're playing red-white, red-black, Mardu maybe. just slam them. Won't even play the Goblin Rebel Master because I want Lurrus in that companion zone, starting with 8 cards in your hand. Just getting an emblem that says pay 3 mana, draw a card. You can activate this only once, but it can't be countered. And it's like conspiracies, you know? Conspiracies are some of the most broken cards in the game. If you've ever played with conspiracies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know which of these is better, and I don't know how to evaluate it, so let's take this one. Really good off Ancient Tomb. So I could go turn 1 Ancient Tomb, Talisman of Hierarchy, Ocelot Pride. That could be a fun play. And then turn 2, just put Lurrus into my hand. Really hoping for Guide of Souls. Okay, this is red and black land. Could take Goyf or Kavu because they are threats I can play with Lurrus that get large enough to actually tangle in combat, but I'll grab Fixing where I see it. I know this is a tap land in an aggro deck, but it also cycles in an aggro deck, which is very important for keeping the gas flowing. Unlicensed Hearse, great pickup. We are in best of 3. And it is my long-held belief that arena players just don't know how to sideboard correctly, especially in Limited. They're so used to best of 1. They had to create... Oh, see, that's also back. I'm a genius. They had to create all these sideboard cards that could go into your main deck to get arena players to actually play them. I want to take Fury, but it doesn't work with the Lurrus. Mind Twist, very good, especially with a bit of fast mana. Blazemire Verge. I think I've already got a couple of red-black lands, so I like Flickerwisp, but it doesn't fit in the deck either. Sorry, Fury. We've committed to Lurrus. We're committed. We're married. We're married to Lurrus. So let's just take this Mind Twist. Hopefully we can twist our opponent, then kill them with a 1/1 with a ham sandwich. Not that Ocelot Pride is a ham sandwich. In fact, I'd go so far as to saying it's probably one of the strongest one-drop creatures that has been printed in a while. Other than, I don't know, Guide of Souls maybe. Except those 2 cards are strong because they work well together. Parallax Wave is great. It's just a board wipe if you're playing white, but it doesn't work with Lurrus. Containment Priest, pretty good. Another good sideboard card. I think it'll be back though, so let's just take this Inquisition. Fiery Islet works as a redraw as well. Magda ramps me a little. Don't need it. Witch Enchanter I'd normally take, but again, Lurrus. It's probably just Sacred Foundry. So we can definitely... At this point, we're basically only splashing for Ocelot Pride. We haven't seen any good white cards since then. So we may not even end up playing white, but this is a red source that can cast Lurrus. Yeah. Obviously, I prefer a Plateau, but, you know, fixing is fixing. I do a lot of chaos drafting. A lot of chaos drafting. So I've really come to value fixing, and it's just so important that if you can play your cards and your opponent can't, then you're very likely to win. Like, if you just put 2 people opposite each other and one person can cast their spells and the other person can't, it's pretty obvious who's going to win that game. Okay, evenly spaced packs. No one for me to get angry at yet. That's fine, that's fine. Yeah, so there's the sideboard cards. It's always important to pick up sideboard cards. Unlicensed Hearse is almost good enough to be played in the main. It can represent a threat. It's like a threat that just spends time charging itself up and then eventually just slams someone for like a ton of damage. But it's a fantastic sideboard card. And I don't think arena players know how to play around Reanimator in this Vintage Cube. There's never... People just don't respect the... They don't respect the Swords to Plowshares. They don't respect the Graveyard Hate. They just don't know how to play around it. Speaking of, here's Entomb. Now... Snorse. Snake Horse. Very good. March of Otherworldly Light. Fantastic. Verdant Catacombs. Excellent. Entomb is really good with Lurrus, actually, because if I do end up finding, like, you know, Breached Lion's Eye Diamond, then I can Entomb for whichever one I need and just cast Lurrus and bring it back. I feel like what I've been given here is much more aggro, though. Maybe the Entomb won't be back. As a Sagas also could be a pickup because I have the Mox. It's an extra win condition. I only have a couple of artifacts, though, so I'm just going to take this and go with perfect fixing, so I don't have to think too hard about it. Unearth, Lurrus, Slam, Windmill Slam that. Yep, brilliant, perfect. Balance, fine. I'm an aggro deck though, so it'll kill my creatures. Valky, good with Lurrus, sure. Can't take anything else if I want Lurrus except the Descendant. I'm not impressed by... Unearth with Lurrus is just so important. Your opponent will use their last removal spell on Lurrus to kill it, be like, oh, thank goodness that's done, and then you just bring it back for less mana and immediately cast something off of it. I love him to Turak. I love Mind Twist. We've already got the Mind Twist. So Sunbake Canyon could be good. Vindicate, honestly. I'm probably just going to target my opponent's lands with this. No, I'm not super white, but like, well, I mean, I personally am super white, but my deck is not super white, so this is off the splash. Him to Turak, bad to cast with Ancient Tomb. I may not even end up casting Ancient Tomb. There's just like not a lot here that is good to cast with. Map is good with Lurrus. You'd be surprised. It's actually like really good with Lurrus. I'll just grab the Vindicate. Just a clean answer to anything that's bigger than my guys. You know, if they think they can lock down the board with a single blocker or a permanent or whatever, or think they can gain some life with a Planeswalker, just slam that Vindicate off on it. Ooh. Talisman of Indulgence. I'm not ramping towards anything though. Although it is good to cast off Ancient Tomb. I don't have the Urza's Saga. Grave Titan, I don't want. It's probably Dathi Voidwalker, and I think I'm sideboarding it against an opponent who has a graveyard heavy kind of thing. Dull is pretty good in this deck. Just draws. Titania. Normally I would pick one the shit out of Titania. Like that is exactly the lands deck I want to play every single time I load up Vintage Cube. If a version of a Vintage Cube doesn't have Titania in it, or any sort of like Zuran Orb shenaniganery, I don't want to play it. Fable Passage, whatever. A Braid's good. Monastery Swiftspear is good. I'm just going to take the Fatal Push. So I can get stuff out of the way. Blaze my Verge. Cool. Yeah, I'm not playing anything else here. My red-black lands are good, which is disappointing because since white is my splash, that's kind of the colour that I want my lands to tap for on the off, if that makes sense. Like, I want them to be able to add red or black because those are the two that I always need, and then also do white so that I don't have to run any planes or anything like that because the planes just doesn't cast Blood Tithe Harvester. Time to refill the wine glass, I think. Here we go. Once again, drinking wine and drafting, very bad for your health. Never do it. Alright, I'm going to take... Fiery Islet is just a redraw, but it hurts. My mana base is already kind of painful. I'll just grab Containment Priest. I don't have to mainboard it. I might. You'd be surprised at how many things this tends to snag. I have had many opponents try to remove my Oblivion Ring or take the Monarch while I have a Palace Jailer down and think that they'll get their creature back, and Containment Priest just says no. Just says no. You targeted your creature with Ephemerate? That's great. The Ephemerate resolves. You just exiled your creature for 1 mana. Thank you. Let's grab the Magda here. The land is also pretty good. I'm not really ramping to anything. I don't have any other dwarves. I have seen Magda's second ability activated once ever in my entire life on Moto. What is Minsc and Boo still doing here? This card is insanely broken, and I should probably take it now, but I'm not going to because Pirate Spellbomb's good with Lurrus. Seriously, is nobody playing red-green? No respect for this card. You can be playing white-blue and you should splash the red and the green to cast that, because it wins the game single-handedly every single time. Grim Lavamancer. Perfect. Brilliant. How aggro are we? We're not mono-red. I'm going to take the Expedition map just in case we pick up some really important land later, which we're not going to because I've already seen an Urza's Saga, and I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be playing a what's the one? Guy's Cradle. Hey, look, Ephemerate goes well with my Containment Priest. Fable, I'd love to, can't. Ephemerate, good. Arid Mesa, excellent. Necromancy can't. Mishra's Bauble, love to. Snuff Out, good. Blood Crypt, also good. I've already got my red-blacks though. I could just take Brain Freeze and hope that Breach and LED come back around. That would be sick as hell. People don't tend to draft Storm on Arena, which is crazy. There's almost always 2 people forcing Storm in any Vintage Cube. Normally one of them is me. Sometimes both of them are me. These are all really nice. I'm just going to take the Arid Mesa so I can cast everything I want on... Wait, what's Once Upon a Time doing in my deck? Can I play that? It'll be 0 on turn 1. I could fetch you. No, I don't think I put that one there. Okay, we're at the point in the wine where I'm not remembering what's it. This was the last pick, right? This was... Tezzeret, very cool. Flage, that's pointed in 7 point. If it's pointed in 7 point, you should probably draft it if you see it. In any draft, not just Vintage Cube. Marsh Flats, very good. P-Hole, ooh. P-Hole's pretty good with Lurus. So is Light Stall. How many creatures I got? Like none. I want a card count. I want to know how many cards are in my deck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. That's not enough for a functional deck. Let's take... We have a white red land? Yeah, we have a white red land. Let's take the Marsh Flats. This would be great. Not going to do it though, Lurus. So yeah, it's pretty good with Lurus too. This is a kind of graveyard hate you can main deck with Lurus, because you can just keep getting it back from your graveyard and drawing cards. I could try and stay aggro. Draconautics Engineer, very strong. Karizev is stronger than it looks, but it's a bit vanilla. It's just a 2-mana 3/3, pretty much, that can't be blocked. Which, you know, kills your opponent in 7 turns. It's more like a 2-mana 1/2 that can't be blocked. That if they don't do the thing, then it damages them. I think the Draconautics Engineer will be back though, so let's just grab the Soul Guide Lantern. Oh, there's the LED. I have definitely used LED to put Lurus into my hand before and then cast the Lurus, like discarding 4 cards because Lurus was just better than the 4 cards that I had. Croxer will wheel. Verge might wheel. Burst Lightning will wheel. Yeah. Mox Diamond, it's decent. I don't need too many lands with what's going on here. I'd like Touch the Spirit Realm, can't play it there. Lotus Petal, pretty good with Lurus, I guess. It's, I think the Mox Diamond's probably a little better because I want to be casting other things with the Lurus. Concealed Courtyard's also here, and Knight's Whisper. I'm just going to grab the diamonds so I can make a turn 1 3-drop or something. Mother Runes, brilliant, excellent. DRC, also pretty good. I have quite a few non-creatures. Mopal is okay. If I had the Urza Saga, I'd be taking Mopal and I'd be playing Expedition Map. That's Mox Opal, for those of you who don't like shortening your words for some reason. Collective Brutality is okay. I don't need to discard cards. I'm just going to pick up Mum. I know it's like my 3rd white card, but it's pretty good in an aggressive deck. Arena of Glory. Give one of my 2/2s haste. You never know. Could come up. I don't think it costs me too much. I have quite a few mountains here. Hey, Fire Covenant. Hello. Bankbuster's good. Flame Slash is decent. But Fire Covenant does just read 1 red-black, destroy everything that your opponents control. So... Snuff Out's back. Thraben Spectre's back. I don't think we're ephemerating anything. I don't think I have any good ETBs here. Unless I take the Thraben. How many creatures I got? Not enough. I'm sorry, Snuff Out. You're very good, Snuff Out, but I do just need to get my opponent dead. Blood Crypt's fine, but I've already got Badlands. I have, like, no ways to trigger this Ocelot Pride. Yep, just take the on-color land. Sorry, I didn't even look at the other cards. They didn't look like they're in my colors. I think I'm playing Mardu. I think I keep looting with, like, Unearth and Lavamancer. I will be playing the Ancient Tomb because I have the 2 things in the Mind Twist, and I'm playing these because of the Mind Twist. Yeah, I told you. It'll be back. Nobody's respecting the mono red 2-drops right now. I can just take all those. Yeah, excellent. Croxer, excellent with Lurus. You can just keep casting it with Lurus without escaping it. You don't need to escape. It doesn't say if it was cast from the graveyard, then you don't sacrifice it. It says if it wasn't escaped, then you sacrifice it. So it does, with Lurus, it does just become play a red and a black. Your opponent discards a card. It's kind of like Raven's Crime. Mox Opals, whatever. I don't have quite enough artifacts for it. And honestly, what am I ramping towards? Casting Lurus for 6 mana. Like putting it in my hand and then casting it the same turn. Maybe 7 mana, so I can cast a 1-drop from my graveyard as well. might have to be putting Douthie Voidwalker in the main deck because I have drafted so many lands here. I always say to lands, they're just... It doesn't matter what your 23 cards are because it's Vintage Cube. In Vintage Cube, you're always playing really strong cards. Everything in the cube is really strong. So as long as you can cast them, it doesn't matter what the 23 or 24 or 25 is, as long as your lands line up with them. Okay, so this is like a 4-drop, I guess. These talismans just mean I can double spell. This deck really needs like a Wheel of Fortune. Put Douthie in. Don't think I need Containment Priest. This thing has a 4-mana ability. I don't have anything that cares about artifacts. I might just go down the Talisman of Indulgence and up a Douthie. Yeah, the only thing I'm mana sinking on is... So I've got Lurrus, Mind Twist, Flashbacking, Faithless Looting. You know, Clue off Thraben Inspector, I guess. But, like, I've got Ramp, and I don't need Ramp. And then we can... See what I'm talking about? You don't want to play these planes because they don't cast your other spells very well, but if you don't get the white-black, or the red-black... no, the red-white. The white-black or the red-white lands, then it's just too hard to cast your 1-mana white creatures on one. I think Arena's wrong. This feels like too many swamps. 10... I don't think I'm playing Ancient Tomb. I'm sorry, Talisman of Hierarchy. You're just not good enough. No. What do I want? Lands. Okay, I will top up my glass of wine and I will head into the first game. Okay, we have our first pairing, and it is this lovely South Australia Shiraz 2024 with a Vintage Cube, and also we're playing against Disarmed Smile. Ooh, this hand is what they call in the biz hot garbage. Turn 1 Faithless Looting to try and fix it. That's the same as mulliganing, and then Mind Twisting them for 1. Yeah, this is a bit better. I don't want to put something on the bottom. I guess it's Fatal Push, because we're likely to mop up small things with Fire Covenant and K-Command anyway. The original K-Command. The OG. The K-Command, if you will. It's the capital K, capital C, Colourcans command. None of this Kozilek's command bullshit. Why is there no Kozilek's command in Vintage Cube? It just feels like... It feels so broken. It's like cracked in Legacy and Vintage. It's just so strong. Maybe because it's too hard to cast? Okay, let's hurt ourselves a little to Inquisition. Make sure that they don't do anything on turns 2 and 3, because if they cast any spells, then, well, we're just gonna die with this hand. Sylvan Safekeeper against Fire Covenant is an interesting one. Whoa! Okay. Fast Spawn's pretty scary, but they don't have anything in hand that deals with it, depending on what they can... that goes well with it, depending on what they can get off this Green Sun Zenith. Nadu's pretty spooky, but again, anything they've got that pairs with it is a Safekeeper, and I think if they sacrifice all their lands to maybe get some lands, I'm mostly okay with that. Sylvan Caryatid is hexproof. I don't really care too much about it, though. Green Suns is probably just in here to get the Nadu, so... I'm just going to take the Nadu. Both of these cards pretty spooky. We'll see what they do with them. The problem with Nadu is if I Fire Covenant, they'll just draw a ton of cards. If they try and get something small off the Green Sun Zenith, then I can probably kill it with Colourgan's Command. I might even just fire off Colourgan's Command on the Sylvan Safekeeper. Put them down a land, make them discard a card, which could be the fast one, probably. That's like... Okay, I have already forgotten. I normally take a screenshot. When I'm sober, I take a screenshot of the lands I have in my deck, and I have no idea what this Verdant Catacombs fetches, so let's just play the land that I know has to enter tapped. Lurrus. I have nothing to get back with it. Let's pass into their upkeep, and I like casting things in my opponent's upkeep. It makes me feel big brain. Even if it's just like objectively wrong, it's still like, I am aware that I have priority in your upkeep and I can target your stuff. you know, would you like to use your mana on this? And often they do, and they counterspell it, where I should have just done it while they were tapped out, and then they couldn't counterspell it, and then they lose. But, like... Okay, they've gotten rid of the green sun and the... They just let that go. That's fine. Okay. Don't play a Ramen up. No, they're just choosing to take an extra damage. Watch this. They've played an extra land this turn, and next turn, they'll miss their land drop. You gotta be careful with Fast Bond. It's broken sometimes, and then the rest of the time it's just kind of meh, and it's probably better to just play your lands on curve. You got a 4-drop? If you got a 4-drop, then this makes sense. And Time Twister. Glad I didn't put Lurrus in hand. But also making him discard a card. It's whatever now. My hand's good. If they want to deploy a big board of creatures, I'll just Fire Covenant them. Ugh. So I am pretty sure that Arena Cube has a higher than average number of mocks and Power 9. Because on MTGO, you're not guaranteed to get every single piece of power. It's a 12-person cube and 8 people draft it. So you only see 2/3 of the cards that could be out. Sometimes. Sometimes it is just an 8-person cube and you do see every card. Depends on whose version you're playing. I think. You know, I've never checked any of that. Somebody fact check me. Somebody fact check me in the comments. I've actually never looked at any list of any MTGO cube ever. I've just played with friends where it can go up to 12, and so I assumed that the MTGO was the same, but okay, Green Sun. Yeah, there's Cobra. You play 2... Oh, the Sylvan Safekeeper's back. That's annoying with Fire Covenant and the Fast Bond. I don't think the last card in their hand is going to be relevant. I might just destroy the Mox and make them discard it anyway. Or I could target the Sylvan Safekeeper with K-Command because that's the same as destroying the Mox if they want to just sack a land. Yeah. Let's find out what the last card in your hand was. This is awkward tapping. I probably should have done like Thraben Inspector and Ocelot Pride, but since I've done it this way, I'll probably just cast Generous Plunderer. I might actually play... Whoa! Big thing! Glad I put that in the graveyard, unless they're Reanimator, in which case I didn't want to put that in the graveyard, but they had the 7 mana to cast it anyway, so I think I am glad that's in the graveyard. And let's give this thing haste. Since they're on 12, I can deal 3 to them if they don't block. If they do block, that's great. It's a 2-for-1. It's brilliant. It's excellent. 2-for-1 that still damages them. So it's like a 2 and a 2.3-for-1. Yeah, cool. They just go to 9. I understand that they probably have a few things that are going to take a lot of mana, and that they want more mana, but I will still give them a treasure and upkeep just to deal the extra damage. I think getting them dead is more important. Oh yeah, Utopia Sprawl. Utopia Sprawl, if it's in your opening hand, it's great, and if you draw it at any point in the game, it's awful. The highs are high, and the lows are real low. Give me that treasure. Now they can't sack this forest to the Sylvan Safekeeper. I feel like it was more correct to put it on a non-basic land, even if I do have Wasteland or something, like, because you're more likely to want to sacrifice forest. I don't know. Let's just get in there. Do the thing. It's got Menace, so they can't block it with their 0/3 very well, unless they want to lose one of their other creatures, which they might do. Yeah, okay. I could fire a Fire Covenant now. Make them sacrifice 2 lands in order to keep the... I mean, they'll sacrifice 1 land to keep the Cobra alive. This is fine. I'll just kill Cobra normally. Mother is here. Ocelot Pride. Ow. There is to hand. To say... each token you control that ended this turn, create a token that's a copy of it. So if my Ocelot Pride survives, then I do get a second clue off this Thraben Inspector. Maybe that's super greedy, assuming that the Ocelot Pride will be able to do the thing, but I can recast it from graveyard with Lurrus, right? Throw it into combat, gain the life off it attacking. I also have Mother Ruins. What am I talking about? I'll be fine. I can be greedy. I can make 2 clues. That extra card off the Thraben Inspector. Alright, what you got? Nice. Okay, so from what I've seen, I don't think they have anything that cares about the graveyard. I don't think they're cheating things into play. It looks like they're just ramping towards them. So don't need hearse, don't need priest. Deck's perfect. Run it back. I could honestly go down a land and play Expedition map in the main. I'd be more inclined to play Ancient Tomb if that was the case, just because it is quite useful with Lurrus to just be able to fetch every land out, but like it's like a 6 mana process. I could find my land that cycles and then cycle it, even from the graveyard, so I could spend 6 mana to draw a new card, which the deck may need to do, which is a bit gross. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm Faithless Looting on turn 1. Because I don't need things in graveyard, and I don't need to fix this hand. I think I keep this, and I'll go Rubber of the Rich. They're mulliganed. That means the Rubber of the Rich is less good. It's something I like to do, especially in these unranked, properly unranked. There was a bug for a while where the first week or so that playing this cube, you could see your opponent's rank, even though it was meant to be unranked. And if you saw that they were bronze ranked, just give a quick mouse over their deck, because if they have more than 40 cards, there's a very good chance that they don't know what they're doing, especially if it goes over more than 40 cards by like 3 or more. Sometimes pros will play the 41 card special. Only noobs will play 47 or 60 without Yorion, which there is no Yorion in this. Strip Mine. Glad I played my fetch. I can go fetch into fetch, but I want to play the Rubber of the Rich. Ooh. I think I fetch this now just in case the land that I want ends up in my hand. Oh, the land that I want is Elegant Parlor. Anyway, let's just put Skitoro's Proving Ground into play. Yeah, okay, this is terrifying. Yeah, Time Twister strong, especially with Fast Bond. I would 100% be playing those together. We know they have Thespian Stage 2. So the Nate depth's pretty good. Okay, I got the white mana. Can I do anything with it? No. I can play Croxer. Discarding 1 card, probably not super useful, and they will strip mine whatever I play. So let's assume that they strip mine the Proving Ground at this point. In which case, I'll probably play the guy who makes me mana because I need that, and my opponent has Fast Bond, so maybe they don't. Maybe. Although they'll be down to 4 if they do strip mine me, which isn't a lot to have in play after Fast Bond Time Twistering. Oh yeah, big tip for Arena. Always moot your opponent. A very, very easy way to get tilted and make misplays is your opponent like hitting one of those completely toxic emotes. I can't believe that like MTGO and Arena allow communications between players, because I know that MTGO censors anything that looks like a curse word. Now they have Strip Mine Crucible. I could just not play lands, make treasures every turn, and then Vindicate the Crucible, I guess. I guess that's what we're on. Assuming they don't do anything. As soon as they deploy a threat, then I die. Yeah, so Moto, Arena, it's so easy to try and tilt people. If you're playing Moto, ignore chat. Always ignore chat. Even if they have something nice to say, like, it doesn't matter. Sometimes people will send you something, hoping that you respond to them, so that it, like, lowers your clock. Now, I know this is kind of paranoid of me, and the chance of this happening is, like, less than 1%. But it happens just enough. Or the fact that it happens at all, even, means that I think it's probably worth playing another beta here at the cost of a land. Means that there's just no reason, like, the reading their messages doesn't help you unless they're giving information away for free, which sometimes opponents will tell you info about their deck, which is a little, whatever. But if you want to be playing and you want to say, oh, I won this game off my own merits, then not taking outsider info from or insider info from your opponent, also helpful there. Like just mute them. Don't get tilted. Don't waste time. Don't do anything. Just mute them. Like, it doesn't matter what they have to say. That said, you can queue emotes by just repeatedly clicking them. So if I click this, sleepy thing 100 times, then it will do it 100 times in a row. So you can literally just queue up 100 emotes and then leave, make a cup of tea, come back and find your opponent has tilted out, and you're winning as a result from an unlosable position or something like that. So did they just strip mine their own strip mine? Oh, infinite mana and infinite life. Not infinite life, just infinite mana. What are they doing with the infinite mana though? I guess they can flip Dark Deaths. Nadu? They have nothing that targets it. I feel like my monologue was more important here. Like, I could say literally anything while I just run their clock down. But yeah, because I know that you can queue these emotes. That's how come I know it's so important. The two might be related. That it's so important to just mute your opponent. Okay, so Sylvan Safekeeper, Corsair, Nadu is a pretty cool combo. I'll let them do their thing. Always let your opponent play to a mystic or whatever. The show is not over until the fat lady shaves her back, as Terry Pratchett was always so fond of saying. There's so many non-deterministic kills out there where your opponent will have assemble a combo like this, and they'll just either A, not know how to use it, or B, they will they'll make a mistake somewhere. They'll think it's correct to grab one thing when it's actually correct to grab another, you think that they're going to reveal their whole library and put it into their hand, and then they do, and it turns out that everything is lands. Like, non-deterministic wins are non-deterministic. That's why they're called that. I'm not playing towards the clock. I'm not. It is true that I am a very, very fast player. I make a lot of mistakes because I'm a fast player. But it means that I also never go to time. And I've played against a lot of people who are very slow. And I will win games that I may not have won otherwise as a result of being fast. And so it kind of cancels out all the times that I made a mistake by playing too fast. I never angle shoot for the clock. But sometimes my opponent is just slower. Minsk and Boo on top. That's pretty good. My opponent probably thinks I'm out of lands. I am not out of lands. I just don't want to play them before I get the mana to cast this Vindicate. Oh, I was at a Winter Lotus event on a weekend, and I witnessed somebody Nadu comboing. Their entire deck was built to Nadu combo in 7 points, so it was all singleton. So everything was a one-of. Everything was a one-of. Their opponent put a Graph Digger's Cage into play. The Nadu player didn't really care because Nadu was already in hand. So the Nadu comes down, it resolves, and they start comboing off with Nomad's Ilkor. Except the very first card revealed was Dryad Arbor. And because the opponent had a Graph Digger's Cage in play, it said that creatures can't come into play, Nadu says that if it's a land, it goes onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Now, Dryad Arbor is a land. It doesn't say if it doesn't go onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. It says if it's a land, then it goes onto the battlefield. So every time the Nadu would be activated, it would reveal Dryad Arbor, which couldn't go into play. So you could activate Nomad's Ilkor, you could trigger all the Nadu, and the Dryad Arbor would just stay on top. So it immediately stopped the combo. Nothing could happen. And then the opponent untapped and killed the Nadu. Trigger Nadu, Dryad Arbor revealed again, can't go into play. And it was over for the poor Nadu player, but the odds of that, hitting specifically the Dryad Arbor, like, oh my goodness. That is just such an unfortunate way to lose the game. It was, poor Quincy. Alright. Are they done? They're going to attack. This has reach for some reason, but that's fine. How many artifacts do they have? 3. Yeah, I don't think I can kill them. But I could draw Fire Covenant, which would draw them a lot of cards. No. Alright, let's Vindicate Crucible Worlds and let them kill us. They only have 15 cards left in deck. Sometimes your opponent doesn't pay attention and they just deck themselves. Actually, that happens quite a lot. You'd be surprised. Especially on Arena where you can't physically see your deck getting smaller. Unless you're actively reading how many cards are in your deck at any given point, it's very easy to just run out. Hey look, it's Vault Bomb Tyrant. And they have a merit Lage. Wait, I was not paying attention. When did they make that merit Lage? Yeah, okay, let's go to game 3. I mean, I can block it, but like they have everything else. They're fine. Opponent's winning. So I don't think they have Dryad Arbor. If they do, then Containment Priest has text. But otherwise, so they do use their graveyard. They get the lands back. So we can drop in an unlicensed test. And let's go down. Raven Inspector? I already have 2 pieces of graveyard hate in the main board. Oh no, Magda's probably... I don't have any other dwarves, do I? No. Magda's kind of the most middling, I think. Although on the play, it does help get Lurrus into hand. Look, every card does something. The trick is evaluating how good it is, the thing that it does. I can turn one my entire hand. Okay, cool. What do I want? Swamp? Mountain? Probably mountain because the Draconautics Engineer. Let's do this. This. That was wrong, but anyway, this. Okay, now cast balance. Cast balance! Discard your hand down to 1. Hit him with a fat hello. Hello, I said. Okay. Fast Bond. Although with off a mana confluence. They could take damage if they want to play lands down. Yeah, they didn't even play anything. Okay. Hello, Lurrus. You can come to my hand. I know Draconautics Engineer can make a guy, but I'm just going to play the Soul Guide Lantern because with Lurrus I can draw cards off that. We've already got white. Yeah, let's go with the Badlands. Their Strip Mine can exile anything anyway. This does have to exile a card from a graveyard when it enters. Be aware of that with Soul Guide Lantern. It is tricky. Stage, Forest. Oh, I can't feel my legs. Let's top up the wine. Time Twister. With my Lurrus in hand? That's fine though. I'm going to draw 6. If you had a 2 and a blue spell that said you draw 4 and your opponent draws 6, the only reason that you cast that is if you're in like a Storm deck. Although they do have the fast one, so it could be worth it. And they have multiple... See... The Arena Cube puts every Mox into the cube. Every time. Even you know, if it's a 540 card list, I don't know how many cards are on the Arena Cube. It could only be enough for 8 people to draft. But every single Mox is in every time. And you are way more likely to play against an opponent who has multiple Mox on Arena than you are if you draft in paper or on Magic Online. It's just kind of... It does power the format a little bit more than normal. Yeah, that's fine. Their hand was kind of whatever. They don't have anything to pair with the Nadu. Yeah, sure, you can Strip Mine me. I don't care. If you play anything that says that you can play that from the graveyard, I am just going to exile your graveyard. Like, I do not care. I have 1 card in hand. I could Mind Twist for 1. Risk game back anyway. Alright. Let's just get my mana under me, and then I could kill Deathrite. They'll draw a card if I do. Did it say permanent? It's just creature, right? So I could destroy one of their Mox and discard the last card in their hand. I could play the Unlicensed Test, just remove stuff from the graveyard straight away, get that ticking up. That's not bad, especially Grim Lavamancer, prepare that to kill their Deathrite or them next turn. They are on not a lot of life. I think I'm actually ready to just put pressure on board, so it's likely that they just move towards the out of killing them. Could give this pro green and just attack for 2. Yeah, I didn't see much targeted removal. I know this is like super greedy, but as I said, let's just move towards them being dead, especially if they make a misplay with Fast Bond. then they might accidentally deal more damage to themselves than they should. And they have the mana confluence. Like, everything they're doing could hurt them, except for the Deathrite Shaman can gain life. What's it? Exile a creature? There's no creatures. I can always respond to its ability by exiling with the hearse or the lantern as well if I want to. I didn't need to activate the hearse at the timing that I did, and but you know, I did, so we're here now. Yeah, they've got not much going on. Thespian stage can't really copy anything. All their creatures are green, so I can get in with this Draconautics Engineer every turn. I'll probably just make a dragon, give it haste, give it pro-green next turn. I don't even need to give it pro-green. I just put them in the abyss, force them to block it every turn. That sounds cool. Let's do that. Pro-green this. I know the dragon kills them in 2 turns, but like this also kills them pretty quickly with... And also kills their creatures. Like, I will still be able to kill them next turn, whether or not they, you know, can or can't block the dragon. But this way it also forces them to lose a creature. Well, it doesn't force them, but they may also lose a creature. So now I get to kill them next turn while also cutting off their outs. Yeah, Mountain. If something goes to graveyard, I want to be able to Grim Lavamancer. The opponent's reading... Oh, okay. You have a white-green source. What's that playing towards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. Triple green. It's Woodlot Behemoth. Whoa! X is 7. That'll be the 6/6 that gains 3 life, I'd wager. Yeah, Vaultborn Tyrant. So they go to 7. Can I still kill them? I think the answer... Survey says yes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. I worked it out. I figured it out. Let's draw a card. Wait, shit. I was just meant to exile their graveyard. Well... Okay, that's fine. We're fine. We're good. I can still activate the Lavamancer on my turn. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, okay. 2 damage. Discard a card. Bam. Hit you with both. Could hit them with the early GG here. Yeah. Salt them up. Tilt them. Make them bad at their next game, which doesn't benefit me in any way. I thought they were going to gain life with that for a second. Okay, they've added a mana. Do they have an instant? What are they doing? No. Why did... What was... Okay. Okay. That's cool. On to the next one. Okay, game 2 with the Mardu pile. And I can't feel my face, as The Weeknd once said. We've got a turn 2 Ocelot Pride or Soul Guide Lantern, and we can't cast anything else in our hand. Ooh, Mox Pearl. I want to put Faithless Looting on the bottom, but I don't think we're casting the Mox Diamond. Unless we just discard the land and put Mox Diamond into play. No, this feels like it's going down a card. Let's do the turn 1, like, 4 permanents or whatever. If we draw a land here, I feel whatever about the Mox Diamond, I guess. Okay, they've done the turn 1 3 permanents. Well, let's hit them with a Pearl into Talisman into nothing to exile from graveyard, so Ocelot Pride. There we go, and on turn 2 we will have 4 mana, which will let us put Lurrus into hand and cast Soul Guide Lantern, I guess. Not super exciting. Look, for turn 2, it's, you know, maybe you don't. It's, a thing. Okay, so they're probably going to have like a... Oh, okay, geez, they're just going straight for the Lightning Bolt on the Pride. I will just put Lurrus into my hand next turn and recast it the turn after that. But I guess that... Ooh, they knew I had a Mind Twist for 3? Could put Lurrus into my hand, but this Mind Twist for 3 now could knock out all of the lands that they needed to play. Oh. Ooh, okay. I thought they were going to have Urza Saga be an artifact deck, but it looks like they might be... Well, it depends on if they're trying to cast that Grave Titan fairly or not. And if they're not, if they are Reanimator, let's just take that one out now. Their Snapcaster's already in the bin, so removing Lightning Bolt doesn't matter. Let's just make sure they don't animate Dead Me. I mean, if they did animate Dead Me, I could sacrifice the Soul Guide Lantern, I suppose, but... whatever. Snappy's already in bin. So we got... this feels... fine. Yeah, we've got too much white mana, but this... Oh, okay, yeah, this feels decent here. Get my turn. They will have more cards than me. Yeah, let's draw a card here. Luris for the 1/1's pretty good, but... okay, no. The highs with the Robber of the Rich, very strong. Lows, pretty weak. I do end up with no red mana, so I can't Faithless Looting. Probably just cycle Soul Guide Lantern. I don't have to do that now. We'll do that on their end step. I mean, maybe I should have done it then, in case I draw a 1 or a 2 drop, which my entire deck is composed of. But I could have just also, you know, draw a land. Cycle this. Also means that I'm not going to Bowmaster me. Yeah, okay, there's land. I do have to play a land to get the Robber of the Rich to trigger. It's in my graveyard. Draw card. Ocelot Pride's good, but honestly, Luris just drawing cards right now could be okay too. Especially seeing as I'm just hitting all of the lands off their deck. At least I know they have no lands. Yeah, let's do Ocelot Pride this turn. Since now that it's in, it'll stay in for a while, hopefully, as long as I don't kill all my stuff. Next turn it'll start making guys. I'm nearly at 10 permanents. I don't know. This wine's pretty good. It's a South Australia Shiraz. Probably already mentioned that. I don't remember. I don't remember what draft one... What was the first game? What are we playing? Looting. That's what we're playing. What? They make me discard the 2 lands that I didn't want. Now I'm Robber of the Rich always triggers. Broken as hell. That was actually pretty fucked up though. Pardon my French. But I stole your Mox. I mean, they got 2 free treasures, but I stole your Mox. God, that Hellbreach is so... What are they doing? What's their deck doing? Cast this from graveyard. Make sure that they never do anything from their graveyard ever. Get out of here, Snapcaster. I'm not letting you unearth that. Soul Guide Lantern doesn't even do that much because the Hullbreacher. If they want to attack, I'll probably just chump block with the Ocelot Bride and then... I should have attacked with the Ocelot Bride and then cast it from graveyard and made my guys. Started swarming the board. That would have been good. Oh well. What are they going to do? Flash in Luris and block? Probably. Not Luris, Lutri. The other companion. It's like in the opposite colours. It's a 3 mana 3/2. They're both 3 mana 3/2. They're not cats. There's an elemental otter versus cat moment. They're both 3 mana 3/2s and they start with L. Is that my fault? No. Is it the fault of their creative team? Probably. Magic is running out of names. Like, seriously, we have like Philia, Thalia, Thelia. Like, there's just no names left. They're doing theme and variation on name that sounds like it could be from a fantasy. Okay, they're going to copy this one, which will probably remove the Robber of the Rich. That's pretty brutal. If they do all this, then I... Whoa! Ocelot Pride! That is so fine. I am so happy trading Robber of the Rich for their Lutri and like, a potential at a card off the top of their library. If it wasn't for that, then I would have nothing going on. Like, I couldn't attack with the Ocelot Pride, because the Lutri just eats it. Like, I'd have... Yeah, actually nothing. But this way, I might be able to... I should have played land in case they cast a spell, but anyway. Oh, they're going to cast a spell. The trigger's on the stack. Will it still count? I should have played the land. No. Went to combat too quickly. Oh, it doesn't count anymore? Put the trigger on the stack. Ah, well. Bugger, as they say. Did that to myself. I'm just so much in the habit of, I'm big brain, I'm playing my land's second main to hide information, gain as much information as possible before I make any of my plays, and it's just punish, maximum punish. I think I just lost. I've just lost the game now, that's fine. I just lost, yeah, discard your card, whatever. I guess I could draw a Fire Covenant off the top, that'd be pretty fun. But I can't, okay, sure. Whatever, can't draw cards. They kill me in 2 turns. They have a Restless Vent. They could kill me in like 3 turns if they want. I'm bored. I'm super bored. Let's just move to the next one. Bunch of 1/1s, you say. Snapcaster. You may cast a discarded card. So technically if they make it to 4 chorus counters, then I can use the Hearse to exile it before they cast it. Now I could play Containment Priest. It should be Grave Titan. That doesn't mean that they're reanimating, because that's one of the few ones that can just be cast, like on a reasonable time frame. Put in Hearse. Lava Mancer kills all this stuff. I guess Feathers Editing's pretty good, but if they have the guy who does the stuff, then it's patently awful. We got Lurus in hand. We got Lurus. We can, as long as they don't turn 1 multiple Moxen, which literally everyone in the Arena Cube does because all the Moxen are here, then this Ocelot Pride could just hard carry. When people say that Boros aggro is the best thing to be doing in this cube, I do not believe them. Because it's just so easy to get multiple Moxen, do something stupidly broken, and pop off, The main phase Brainstorm with no way of shuffling on board. Brainstorm is an intensely skill-tuned card. A pro playing Brainstorm will become way more likely to win their game because they draw 3 fresh cards and they shuffle away 2, or they do whatever they want with the 2. Amateur resolving Brainstorm at the main phase and redrawing cards with no way of shuffling is far more likely to lose, because the Brainstorm basically put them down a card without achieving anything. Psychic Frog's broken as hell. Run out the Blood Tithe Harvester this turn. I could put Lurus in my hand. I'll do this turn so that I can, if they attack with the Frog, which they probably will, then I can throw Rubber the Rich at them next turn, which might incentivize them to throw everything into the Psychic Frog, which could be good for me. I'll probably just sack the Blood and discard Mountains. Leading on Plains was really bad. Remember what I said about white-red lands? Because I don't. But you want white to be your dual colour, so that you don't have to play this Plains, which can't cast things like the Blood Tithe Harvester. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm not going to try it. Nope, I just said I'm not going to try it. I'm a man of my word. Like, maybe that Brainstorm was good because they needed to find their land, but it's just... I don't know, man. That felt like the wrong timing. I felt like you could have just not cast that, moved on with your life, played the game without it. Another Fast Bond deck? I'm so jealous. I love Fast Bond. Yeah, okay. Not even attack with Frog. I don't think my Blood Tithe Harvester is going to be targeting Frogs, so let's just use this Blood, get the Mountain out of my hand, because I kept a 6-lander for some reason. Whoa! Whoa! Let's get a Surveil. I've considered playing around Days, but, let's get the Surveil. They could have any number of counter spells that stop this. I feel like I want a 3/3 flyer more. We only have land and graveyard. We'll have sorcery. Yeah, I don't want that. It doesn't add to my delirium count, but I don't want it. They have nothing. Hit you for 5. What are you going to do? Flash in Malcolm? Yeah, so I'm pretty much psychic. I don't know if you know this, but I can read your brainwaves through the Arena client. They didn't even block. Why cast it then if you're not even going to block? What if I had Gutshot? What if I had, Mox Flame Slash? You don't know that I don't have that. I promise, by the way, in future videos, I will get a better microphone. I'm currently just working off a webcam mic that I have to move closer to myself to get less echo. Or maybe I'll put soundproofing on the walls or something, but I will sort it out. These first 2 episodes are really scrappy because I'm new to this thing. I'm learning. But, is that the 4th color of mana? See, they have a Plains. You don't want to have a Plains, right? You don't want to have a Plains. You want it to be a multicolored. You want your white, your splash to be the multicolored ones. 4, 5, 6, 7. They're on 5. They're on 3. If they have lightning bolt on top of their deck, they're on 0. Oh! Hi, deck Faden. So let's fetch, I think I have Badlands in this deck, maybe? Yeah. Play the deck. It's very tempting to target them with the deck. I guess Artifact Graveyard for... yeah, cool. Yep. Game 3. I guess Faithless Looting's pretty good at pumping card types for the DRC. But if they have the Hull Breacher, it's just so bad. Whereas Magda will at least trade with the Hull Breacher. I don't know. Run it back. They're on the play. Pretty spooky. Disrupt what they're doing. Graveyard or... yeah, it's like fine. Not overly excited because we're not going like super fast or anything, but we don't have any must answer threats. But we can put them down resources when they're on the play so they don't have a draw to fix it. Thrabes! I like that card, but I think I'm just going to do this into Blood Tithe Harvester. Thraben can come down later. Ooh. They have no red mana? They're hoping to use Malcolm to find it? If I take the Malcolm, they're almost guaranteed to just draw a mountain off the top, right? But I can empty my hand relatively fast if they want a Wheel of Fortune. Bolt answers my Harvester, Tribal Flames too, but only at sorcery speed. I think it's just Malcolm, since that's the only card that they can cast. I don't think that was a keep for them. Like, that's really banking on a turn 3 Malcolm, which is not where you want to be at. Yeah, I won't have white mana unless I do this. Could play Croxer. It makes their Wheel of Fortune a little bit better, though. Let's play this guy. If they get the mountain, they'll probably Tribal Flames or Bolt him. That's fine. Okay. Ancestral. If there's anything that's going to undo that your terrible hand, then it's having Ancestral randomly in the top 3 cards of your library. Actually, there's like a lot of other cards that will undo your terrible hand as well, but the Ancestral is... Yep, opponent didn't know that was there. They kept their hand not knowing Ancestral was on top. And I think I don't want them to Snapcaster Ancestral if they have another blue source, so let's just run out the Unlicensed Hearse. Next turn we can drop a land and Croxer, move towards emptying our hand to make that Wheel of Fortune like really bad. If they want a Lightning Bolt, the Thraben Inspector, that's so fine. Okay, Psychic Frog, you got it. That Ancestral fixing everything they could ever want forever. Let's get it out of here right now, as don't want to see that again. Guess Croxer makes their Psychic Frog worse, because it just guards a card. Maybe they'll just empty their hand here to the Psychic Frog. I could crew the Hearse in response. No, that's alright. I can play Ocelot Pride and still crew it. So just got a land, which means they take 3. There's also their second blue source, but they do have 2 red if they want to fire off the Lightning Bolt plus the wheel, which they probably are going to. So I'll play my land, make sure I only have 1 card in hand. If they want to attack with Frog, then I'll probably just crew Hearse and make it a 4/4, which will force them to discard a bunch of... okay, they can Lightning Bolt now. Yep. Don't look at my... Don't mouse over my stuff. That's just weird. It's weird, man. Don't do that. Let's see. It's going to be discard 2, Wheel of Fortune, jump Frog, discard 7. We're going to see a 10/10 Frog here. Do it, coward. Do it, coward. You won't. Animate Restless Vents. That doesn't seem like a good idea. If they attack with Frog, then... Oh my god, okay. Animate Restless Vents. Sure. I am just going to block with the Thraben Inspector and force him to discard a card, because the Thraben is not doing anything at this point. They discarded a land as well. They haven't played land or anything. They discarded another land. Yeah, why didn't you just like Wheel of Fortune if you're going all in on the frog? I don't get it. Let's check out the non-lands. Haven't seen any way of... They have 5 colour: blue, green, red, white, black. Yeah, okay. Look, if you want a Wheel of Fortune, I've got to be empty-handed. I know Lurrus is better with stuff in graveyard, but like... I'm just going to make you discard this Wheel of Fortune, actually. That's... Oh. So they have 4 cards... Which means that if I exile 2 with the unlicensed test, then they have to discard the card that they draw for turn in order to jump the frog. Okay, we can do that. This Darcy's a 0/0, this Lurrus doesn't do a lot, but it does mean that I can chump block with either of these and use Lurrus to just recast them. Stop! With the weird brainstorm. I guess this brainstorm's actually fair. This is justified brainstorm. That's fine. You could put 2 lands on top and then, I don't know, mill yourself for 2 or fetch if you saw 3 lands. Yeah, or DT. Yeah, which shuffles the other 2 away. As long as the other 2, if you tutor for one of the other 2 cards, then you should have just left that in your hand and the DT on top. But that's probably not what's happening. They probably saw, I don't know, 2 lands and a DT. They didn't spend too long figuring out that brainstorm, so... Gonna be honest, when it comes to editing these videos, I'm probably not gonna listen to everything I say because I hate the sound of my own voice. So if there's a bunch of stuff that makes it in unedited, then that's your fault. Definitely not mine. They tutored for Booster Tutor. To be fair, Booster Tutor is the best cantrip in the entire cube. It's a cantrip that looks at 15 cards for a single mana at instant speed. No other cantrip really does it. Like even Mystical Tutor looks at your whole deck, but it can only get a certain subset of cards and it puts it on top. This one puts it into your hand and it looks at 15 cards. Yeah, Ether Spellbomb is like so fine. What are you gonna do? Bounce my Croxer? Like I'm gonna attack with it now. Put Lurrus in my hand. Crew on license test. Attack for 12. No, I can't cast Lurrus. Well, Croxer's always coming in. If they're planning on bouncing it anyway, then I might as well get 9 damage on them. Yeah. And Surveil. For something good, I'll crack Clue for it. Otherwise, just Lurrus to... nah. Lurrus to hand's fine. If they come after it, then I can discard it as the Blood Dagger, yeah, I guess. Yep. Except now, with Lurrus, I can deal like 6 damage to you. 1 card tapping graveyard? Block. I'm not letting you draw a card. You didn't jump your frog, and that's your fault. Yep, let you to hand. Just remove stuff in the graveyard so the Psychic Frog's less likely to jump. What do I not want to see? DT and Booster Tutor. Then Brainstorm and Ether Spellbomb. The lands I don't really care about. Do you want to just... I could just discard the Croxer. If I draw a land, then I can Croxer and Croxer again. If I don't, then I'll Lurrus and use it to just play the Croxer. I think I'll leave the Croxer in hand because I can Lurrus for the DRC as well. Like so. Oh wait, they're on 8? I mean, I could crew this with Lurrus, but like, I'm just going to crew it with Croxer because get a card out of the hand before any decisions are made. Whoops. I mean, I nearly didn't notice this, so that's fair of my opponent not to notice it. But like, yeah. Yep. Unlicensed House, main boardable because it's also a win condition. Might have mentioned that one already. Cool. And we are once again playing for the trophy. Okay, here we are, playing for the 3-0. The bottle of wine is now empty. The rest of it is in my glass, which I will be trying to finish over the rest of this game. Yeah. Hand seems strong, I think. I can't read most of these cards. We're good. It'll be good. Yeah, after this is done, I am going to drink a lot of water, eat a potato or bread or something like super absorbent, and have a lie down. Do we have a... if we try... white, red. We can't cast the black cards, but I can't Mother Runes and Ocelot Pride, which does seem... it does just seem really good right now. To go like all in on 2 cards, and if they have any way of disrupting this, then I lose the game. Oh, they also have a Lutri. I mean, that's pretty easy. I would play Lutri in like a... I'd play it in a green-white deck. Like, it's literally free in Vintage Cube. Everything is singleton already. Yep, okay. I drew the swamp. All of my concerns were completely irrelevant. I'll just make them discard a card and then exile the Soulbound Lantern. I'll leave up Mother Rooms in case they want to kill the Ocelot Pride, and we're off. We're off. This is the play-draw difference, except it was more like the Mox, not Mox difference, but anyway. Oh boy, that's terrifying. Let's just remove that from the graveyard right now in case they have any... I don't think there's a lot of great ways of putting artifacts on the battlefield in the current Vintage Cube, but like, can't be too sure, you know? I really like Badlands Revival from Outlaws of Thunder Junction that returns any permanent while also getting a creature back or something like that. It's 5 mana, it doesn't have flashback, so it is... Oh, they're going to make me discard my last card? Yeah, that's fine, whatever. My Unearth that I was just going to target Croxer with and make them discard more cards, this is the same thing. Except they spend mana on it. Yeah, the Badlands Revival, which it returns a creature to the battlefield, but it returns any permanent to your hand. It's I like that one a lot. It doesn't have flashback or anything, but it's still pretty good. Anyway, attack with this Ocelot Pride. We're not gonna wait, we have the city. We're gonna have the City's Blessing already. It's like turn 2, so I get to double up my clue. Dude, that's awesome. It's turn 2 City's Blessing. Man, whoever worked on the design team for Rivals of Ixalan is... I said turning in their grave, but I kind of hope they're not dead yet, because that would be a bit fast. Rivals of Ixalan, I remember drafting that set. That didn't come out that long ago. 7 years or something? 8, maybe? What you gonna do? You gonna wasteland me? You gonna wasteland me? Not be able to cast your 3-drops? Die to all these 1/1s? Ooh, it may be an artifact, but it's still a red card. No, don't target my Ocelot Pride. Unless you have a Dismember. That's just wrong. Yeah, that should have gone face. Even if it went face, you're still probably dead. Okay, so my opponent is playing some kind of artifacts. Mardu artifacts deck here. I don't have a sideboard for that this time. I could have picked up like a Braid or Cathar Commando is good with Lures, but I didn't. I saw a Braid and I took something else over it, and I don't remember what, and I didn't see the Cathar Commando. Containment Priest is okay versus the Portal to Phyrexia. If they've got the Portal to Phyrexia into play and have sacrificed 2 creatures already, I am already losing. So let's go again until we see more of their deck. We didn't really see that much this time. Don't know what to put in. They have a sideboard. Okay, they're thinking about it. What are they putting in? What have they got on the board that's like, oh yes, one drops. Pest, whatever the thing is, it destroys all mana value 1 or less. That's not even in Pest Control. That's not even in Vintage Cube right now, is it? Not in the Arena version, anyway. Big apologies to any of my American viewers who can't understand what I'm saying, because I'm speaking at a reasonable speed. In fact, the minimum speed that it takes for someone to understand you here in Australia. All right. Hand's, like, not great, but, like, Bad Vans, Grim Lavamancer, Crocs of them, 10-3, Unearth the Crocs of Mind. I don't know. Seems like we can do some stuff. Oh. Honestly, I don't even think that Mox Diamond's a good draw. I'm gonna play it anyway because it puts a... Ooh, I could keep this Arena of Glory for Croxer. That does seem pretty strong. Yeah, no, the Mox Diamond is not like... Let's just make him discard. Grim Lavamancer will eat away at my graveyard, like, which is not great with Croxer. I think this hand is like a get Croxer back with haste kind of hand. Maybe. Oh, never mind. Put something into the graveyard for them for free. I will be putting in Containment Priest, and I will be putting in Unlicensed Hearse if we go to a game 3. Jazz Guy. Weren't they Mardu last game? Oh, Gobin. He's really strong. But you know what he dies to? Yeah, Grim Lavamancer. Let's make him discard another card. Single black. This is like a Thoughtseize here. Except they lose life instead of me if they discard a land. Come on. You only got 4. Which one's your least favourite? It's like picking a favourite child. You all know you have one, but you will never tell them. Or like a favourite sandwich from Subway. Okay, Faithless Looting. Yeah. Apparently opponent was on the reanimate plan. They really did not telegraph that in game 1. Like, not slightly. Not even remotely. And I'm not even being sarcastic here. Yep, you can hit me. You can put a counter on that. I don't care. I'll kill it with the Lavamancer, probably. Although I do have red, red, black, black. I don't have enough cards in graveyard. I could also just Mind Twist them for, like, a lot. For 3. If they play 2 cards here, then they'll be perfect. I'll remove their last 2 cards, kill their creature. Laugh all the way to the bank. Ooh, come on, play something. Just one more thing that doesn't... Ah, no, don't kill my Lavamancer. No. Bugger. Oh, one closer to casting Croxer. So let's just take those last 2 out of hand, and then next time we can Croxer with removal spell. Yeah, no, next time we'll just Croxer with haste. How does that sound, opponent? How does that sound? You can play your last card, and then you can take 12 off Croxer. That sounds good. Gobin's pretty good. He's a clock by himself, but like I don't think it's much when facing down a 12 damage off Croxer. That's basically Flage, right? Flage with haste also does 12 damage. So we've got Flage, we've got Croxer, we've got Uro, we've got blue, green, red, black, and red, white. The fact that Croxer is an allied pair, Uro and Flage are enemy pairs, kind of suggests that there might be 10 of these things, which I really don't want to see. They could also be 5 if there's... Oh, my graveyard! No! Well, if it has got a land off the Gobin, I'm just going to destroy all their permanents. But, you know, that was... I wanted to use my graveyard. That was 12 damage right there. Although that said, 3, 4, 5, 6... I can just Mind Twist them for 5. So it's like they time twisted me and not them. See what these guys... If they put a counter on this guy, then I won't call against command. Because it won't kill anything. And I'll just make them discard their whole hand. I know they have threats on board, but like... If I make them discard their whole hand, then the next turn, hopefully I can untap and just stabilize. Maybe. My stuff is pretty small. Ooh. I could remove all of their permanents with the Fatal Push. I feel like I want to get Mum down this turn so it can be active next turn. I won't be able to haste anything with this Arena of Glory right now. So... What's left? I don't think Fatal Push needs Revolt. I'll just fetch now. Yeah, whatever. White. Hierarchy. Colligan's Command. Destroy. Putting the artifact into the graveyard grows the Goif, but that's fine because I'm Fatal Pushing it anyway. I could make them discard a card since the Legion Extruder isn't doing anything on board right now. I think I'll just do that and then surprise them with a Fatal Push. Maybe I could have made them discard a card because the Legion Extruder wasn't doing anything. Yeah, probably should have. Red, white, blue, green, black. They have 5 colors of mana represented. What is they doing? Why do they need all this mana? Do they just have to play every card that they drafted because they spent too many picks on lands? What's going on? 2 lands into the bin? Yeah, sure. I guess it's pretty decent Faithless Looting. Don't really want those lands. Little worried that the Nethergoyf will be able to cast itself again from the graveyard, but if it does, there's only 1 artifact, 1 sorcery, and 1... No, there's 2 sorceries, but one of them has flashback, and 1 creature, so like all that will be left is lands, and I'm not really that bothered by a 1/2. Lurrus is really good at blocking that, not just with protection, but it also has 2 toughness and lifelink, so running down their clock. Come on, running down their clock. They've got 23 minutes left. No extensions. 1 extension. Oh, they used a timeout. Okay, that's really can be strong. Do they have like... Wait, what? They have nothing? No, surely they're just casting something second main. That's such weird timing, though. To be fair, I've made plays like that like 100 times. Why did they warp the Pinnacle Emissary then? Okay, take 5. I guess that makes it safe for my Mind Twist, which is pretty annoying. Twist if you 2, put Lures into my hand, cast Threaves. I mean, now I can just block you forever with this Mother of Runes. What do they have? Flash? Flash? We saw big artifact. Oh, Archon of Cruelty. We did see Archon of Cruelty, didn't we? Flash Archon of Cruelty. Let's spend 2 cards. You gain 3 life. Opponent loses 3 life. Sacrifices a creature of Planeswalker. You draw a card. Yeah, I guess that's alright. If you want to spend 1 on a blue and an additional card on... You draw a card, your opponent discards a card and sacks a creature. That's a pretty good, pretty strong edict. I'll fetch a Surveil Land in your own step. That's still in the deck. When I watch American streamers, I always watch their like Magic gameplay on 1.5 times speed minimum, normally more, because they talk so slowly. They play so slowly. So I can kind of understand if anyone else has to watch this at 0.75 times speed, because I am pretty wasted and I'm talking like a machine gun here. Alright, Carnage Interpretate. That's pretty good. That just ETB makes 4 clues. They have nothing in hand. Yeah, kind of scary. I mean, I got my Lurus, so... My Recursion Engine is online. I probably should have just let the Threadman Inspector die, to be honest. Or I could put Magda into the bin and recast her with Lurus. I could even give Lurus haste. Yeah, it doesn't do anything, but I could. It's the principle of the thing. I could give Magda haste. It just dies to the Carnage Interpreter, but I don't want to tap my Mother Runes, so... Opponent thinking about whether or not they want to crack a clue before Lurus comes in for some reason. Let's get Magda down. And leave up Mum, probably just crack a clue in their end step. This is all fine. They're on twice as much life as me, so they were the beatdown. Let's see if that remains true next turn. Yeah, that Carnage Interpreter is a pretty good card to get after being Mind Twisted. Oh, okay, the last of this Last of this wine bottle is going to be a bit of a slug. Whew. Not that the wine's bad. The wine's good. The wine's actually pretty good, considering I got it for like $10 on a BWS deal. Always check your receipt. Your receipt that you get from Woolworths has pretty good docket deals on BWS stuff. You can get wine for like $6. Beer bottles for $1.80 each. For 6-packs, sometimes even for the full case. I mean, normally you're sacrificing quality for taste, but like this wine is good. But finishing 2/3 of a bottle in one sitting is it's tough work. It's tough work. You know, I'm out here sweating for you guys. You better appreciate this. That's a lie. I'm having a great time. This is fun. Bunch of lands. Well, you know what that means. That means attack with Thraben Inspector. Yeah, opponent like reading card. They'll probably just take one here. There's... Oh! Yeah. No, go on. No, don't think of... Oh, double! Whoa! Whoa! That's crazy. That's so funny, though. Like, the whole point was to kill this Thraben Inspector, and it is... On a scale of 1 to dead, it is so dead. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. Opponent probably shouldn't have blocked there, but, you know. Just in case. Let's draw ooh. I could cast that from the graveyard this turn and make a good blocker. We could give it haste next turn. Will they see that coming? Probably not. Opponents never redo lands. They always die to the creature land or the Arena of Glory. But I feel like it's probably just better to get that out of my graveyard now so it can be a good blocker and deal 3 more damage. Although they have no cards in hand, so if I wait for them to put a card in hand... no, I'll play it. Because if they kill it, then I'll just replay it with Lurrus. And I didn't have anything else in graveyard that Lurrus cared about, so... I just realized my opponent's name is Endurance Warrior. That sounds like a Japanese translation, you know? Like a TV show or something that means something else in the native language. Okay, so opponent's going to have 2 cards in hand on their turn at least, plus 2 clues, plus the Faithless Looting, so they can really dig for relevant things. They are, however, 3 mana off of a Portal to Phyrexia. I don't see any creatures worth reanimating in their graveyard, and their flashes in the bin as well. So it's going to be a bit of a slug for them. They can put Lutri into their hand. It's just another blocker for the Croxer. Netherglyph is big. Land, sorcery, instant, creature, artifact. You can get Goyf dice. I didn't know this. You can get Goyf dice, like D10s, D8s that have like 1, 2, +1/+2 written on them or whatever. So it's not just like, you know, if you put the regular number of dice on them, then you have to remember that it has 1 greater toughness. But these Goyf dice include the toughness being increased by 1. Super handy, especially when you're playing 7-point, when the whole format is about these Goyfs, Pyrogoyf and Netherglyph and Barrogoyf. I mean, not completely about these Goyfs. Storm decks don't necessarily play them, but Goyfs are just like really good. Goyfs are too good now. That Modern Horizons 3 Commander deck really put Goyfs into a league of their own. Plus the Netherglyph in the main set. I was excited about Stalactite Stalker, which was like a 1-mana 1/1 with Menace that gets a counter on it in your end step if you descended. And then immediately after, they just have Netherglyph, which is just bigger than it for the same mana cost. They haven't Faithless Looting yet, so here's a Dauthi Voidwalker, and I can attack with Croxer and put something into exile. That feels pretty good. I could attack with the Thraben. If they block both the Thrabes and the Croxer, though, then I'll only be able to cast 1 from the graveyard. So I'm just going to attack with Croxer, and on their turn, if they attack, then I'll block with Thrabes. Get a card out of your hand into exile. Show me Phyrexian. Show me the portal to Phyrexia. Dak. That's okay. I feel like Dathry Voidwalker would normally be better than that here, except for the fact that I can cast Dak and also just recast the Dathry Voidwalker with Lurrus. No blocks. Okay. Alrighty then. Opponent's on 7, which is more like 4 because of the Dathry, which is more like 1 because of the Croxer. Yeah, their mana base is a bit weird, a bit cracked. What have they got? They've shown me blue, red, black cards. They've only shown me Grixis. What's up with this? Okay, here's some green. It's not bad. Loot's pretty good. It's one of those cards that doesn't quite slot automatically into any deck, but if you cast it, it does normally swing the game in your favor. I've rarely ever drafted it, but every time my opponents played it, it's been pretty good for them. I don't think I've had an opponent win off of it yet, but I have seen someone reanimate it on turn 1 and then just go ham with mana activation. Okay, my turn. Ooh, tempting to give this haste if stuff goes to my graveyard. I could cast Dak and just gain control of their Pinnacle Emissary. Actually, that sounds pretty sweet. There's one less blocker. I could just recast the Dathry. Yeah. Let's put Dak on the stack. Dacko on Stacko. I was thinking about looting with him. You know, to get rid of the Grim Lavamancer, but look, this is kind of a 2-for-1. They lose a creature and I gain a creature. Any control magic, any gain control effect is always a 2-for-1 because they go down a resource and you go up a resource. And since they're not attacking, let's attack with Thrabes. If they'll probably block it. The correct play is to block it with the 0/3. But if they don't... Oh, they had a Grim Lavamancer. Okay. I'm not on a lot of life, and they do have a lot of cards in graveyard. That Lavamancer could have done a lot. I don't know why they didn't play it. They had the red up. Are they holding a lightning bolt? What's going on here? Or did they just... They didn't draw it end stat? Oh, did they draw it off the clue that they cracked on... But they didn't crack that on my turn. This is 0/3. I don't remember what happened this game. Is this game 3? What did I draft? I probably should have attacked with the Thrapes because I was always going to be reanimating the Dathry Voidwalker. Okay, they don't even try to kill the Croxer. Which I'm pretty happy with. If they double block the Croxer, I guess I could just give it protection with Mother Runes and move on with my life. But then the loot could kill my Lurrus, you know, so... I will play the Thrabes again. Card draw. I have so much mana, the card draw is pretty free. They're obviously holding up... they're holding up loot. So he can deal 3 damage to any target. So they do have a lightning bolt. Sure, but a lightning bolt that only happens once. We're going to fire this off our Croxer now, forcing me to use Mother Runes. Yep. Oh, my face! That is fair. That will put me to 6. You also get a loot out of it. Ugh, loot. Naming it loot. This art. It's like they put an algorithm in that amalgamated every single mascot ever and put the average into a, you know, averaged it, and it came out with this thing that has no nose, and this is the ugliest thing that they could possibly have come up with. Market research shows that fans of the game like all of these elements. Yeah, but not when you put them all together into one little fugly orange bastard. What the hell are they doing? Jeez. I'm gonna looting in case I get something better than Lavamancer. Nope, okay. And I could give Lavamancer haste. That's kind of tasty, but it doesn't... It also doesn't do anything this turn. It doesn't kill any of the creatures. It only puts them to 5. It's not super great. Last time I went and bought fish for dinner, the fish that I bought stared at me with these eyes. The dead fish on the cold ice. Its eyes were like exactly like this. Anyway, so Wasteland. How did that Wasteland get it? Oh, they looted it with Duelist. Yeah, they're gonna refresh their hand with a faceless. Yeah, face. The looting has no face. To be fair, did these guys have? Yeah, they've got faces. Okay, faithless looting. They're not faceless. Yep, those cards don't do anything. If I draw garbage on my turn, I'm gonna tick up deck. I could die right now. They can't use loot again on that ability, but they do have 3 in the air already. If they have 3 more damage, if they attack me on the ground, then that's a mistake, because the Lurus gains 3 more life. But if they have 3 more damage in hand, which doesn't seem they do, otherwise they would have fired it off already, surely. There's no reason to think about it that hard. I played against an opponent recently in open deck lists who was on mono blue, and every single time I cast a spell, he'd take 40 seconds to think about it. And it kind of makes sense if you're running Force of Will, Force of Negation, and Subtlety, which he was. But his Force of Will, Force of Negation, Subtlety will all be in the graveyard. He'll be empty-handed, he'll be tapped out, and he will spend 40 seconds thinking about all of my spells. Like, what are you doing? You have nothing that could interact with this. You have no... I know what's in your deck. You do not have anything that could possibly warrant this. I should have called a judge on him. I did not realize that slow play was for, like, you know, every decision. I thought it was if one decision takes too long, then you call a judge and get them to make a decision. But it turns out that both players must play the game at a rate which is reasonable and conducive to finishing the game on time. Yeah, okay. I'm going to block with Lurus to gain the 3 life here. If Lurus dies, that's whatever. Thraben in my graveyard's fine. I can... Oh, they'll first strike down the Thrabes. Which means this. Like, I don't care about Magna. They're kind of dead next turn. They probably know that, and that's why they're making this attack. They can draw 3. Maybe they're attacking and then they're going to draw 3, so the Duelist of the Mind goes to 6. But because they attacked with creatures on the ground, I can just... Wait, I was dead on board. I was dead on board! What are they doing? They could just attack with the Duelist, activate loot, and I die. I didn't even realize that. But now that they've attacked with the creatures on the ground, my Lurus gains me 3 life? Yeah, I don't care about Bitter Triumph. That's fine. Because if they have anything else that interacts with Lurus, like, I don't want to tap the Mother of Runes here, because the only way I stay alive is by Lurus gaining me these 3 life. I missed I was dead on board, and obviously they did too. Wow. Hit him with a fat oops. They'll probably think that, oh, I made the wrong block. No, you messed up. Endurance Warrior, you made a mistake. I was dead. You chose to let me live. And you're going to time out for the pleasure of it. Duelist of the Mind. Pretty good. Loot. Pretty good. Opponent. Less good than the cards they're playing. Yeah, so I'll put them to 2 off Grim Lavamancer, and if they have a land... Oh, okay. I was just going to unearth Croxa, but I'll unearth Lurus, cast Croxa with Lurus, and then also cast Croxa with Haste and everything. Yeah. Okay. So opponent could have chose to go into a game 3, and they apparently they prefer not to. Apparently they don't want to go to game 3. So fair enough. It's up to them. Gonna target me with this, and I'm gonna hit them with the Grim Lavamancer, and then I'm gonna kill them so hard. Kill them to death. They are so dead. You know what? I'm gonna put a... Oh, I didn't give the haste. Never mind. I forgot to give the Crocs a haste. Yeah. Big talk and all that. Me and my big mouth. That's just... Yeah. Good game, Brandon. Good game. 11 minutes on clock versus 18. I spent 7 minutes playing the game. They spent... I don't know, 17 minutes. That's how it always works out. Alright. That takes us to the 3-0. The 3-0. Oh boy. Alright, like I said, I'm going to chug
a lot of water right now, eat something nice and starchy, and have a lie down. I would like to finish this video by saying, do not try this at home. Drinking alcohol and drafting is bad for your liver, it's bad for your heart, it's bad for your stomach, it's bad for your head, it's bad for your draft, it's bad for your rank. It's a pretty good time. I shouldn't finish with that. I should put that in the middle. Don't do it. Do not try this at home. Only let the trained professionals do it, which is not what I'm doing. But anyway, and we'll see you for the next bottle of wine. See you over a drink at the next one.